Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live virtual event. My name is Cassidy Quintana. I'm the brand ambassador here at Travel Media Group, and I'm super excited for our topic today. I feel like in every webinar I've done so far, I talk about how important social video is. So I think it was about time I do an entire webinar on social video. So super excited for today's topic. There's gonna be a lot of great information, tips, and tricks. So I hope you're excited as well. Just a couple of ground rules before we get jumped in. This is an interactive console, so there are some buttons below me. If you're not able to see myself as well as the presentation, mess with those buttons so you can see both of those things. Secondly, like I said, there's going to be a lot of great information, things you may want to remember for later on. Feel free to take notes. You can take screenshots, but if you're like me, you want to sit back and relax and just listen, you will receive a recording of this webinar after the event. So no worries if you don't catch everything. If you wanted to take notes during, you will get that and you'll be able to access it as many times as you want after the event. So one more announcement before we get into today's topic. If you've been on my first two Social Success Series webinars this year, you're already aware of this. This is our Hotel Social Media Champion badge. So basically what this is if you attend all of our 2025 Social Success Series webinars, you will receive this badge at the end of the year. Of course, we know you work in hotels. We know you're busy. This time may not be great for you all the time. So you're able to still register. And since you do get that recording after the event, you can go back, watch it on demand. You'll still be able to receive this badge at the end of the year. So if you're sitting here and this is your first one this year, you can go back to part 1 and part 2. Make sure you register for those, watch it back, and you'll be able to catch right up where everybody is. We have about over 50 people already on their way to getting this badge, so super exciting. And then at the end of the year, after you get this badge, if you post it to your LinkedIn page, tag Travel Media Group, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a social content creation basket, which is honestly perfect. We're about to talk about social video. You'll get a tripod for your phone, a light, some microphones, everything you'll need to create content on your property. So super fitting. If you're sitting here and you know some colleagues or other people that may be interested in this, make sure to send them this information. They're able to go back and watch parts 1, 2, and today's as well. So lots of announcements, but let's get into today's topic of creating social video. I have a question for everybody that's watching. If you don't mind answering it for me, who handles your social video creation? So either A, you have a full-time social media person that does all of your social media content. B, another team member takes it on. So whether that's your front desk or somebody else that, is just doing social media to help out. C, third party. So you're either working with an agency or somebody like Travel Media Group that's handling that for you. Or D, you don't post social videos at all. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to answer this poll. Just let me know who handles your social video creation. I'm really more just interested, especially because recently I've seen a lot of growth in the hotel industry with hiring a full-time position social media manager. It's also really popular right now to work with a third party like Travel Media Group because you can kind of just let them handle it and not have to worry about it anymore. And some people aren't doing social video at all. So I'm just really curious to see kind of where everybody's at right now. So I'll give you a couple more seconds to get in your answers. All right, perfect. So we're pretty much split all the way down, right? So we've got majority are working with a third party, which is awesome. Split with full-time social media position and a team member taking it on. And then also 21% who don't do it at all. So this is actually really interesting to me, kind of what I've expected, but it's interesting to see how different all of these hotels are, right? Because especially if you think about other businesses, other industries, a lot of the time they're either working with an agency or they have someone on their team that handles marketing, right? So it's interesting to see how that kind of varies across the hospitality industry and kind of where our priorities are when it comes to social media. So thank you for answering that poll. It's really helpful for me and interesting, honestly, just to see. So I want to talk a little bit about why video content is still king. We know that TikTok has literally taken over social media since COVID began, and now we're seeing Instagram and YouTube and Facebook trying to catch up with their own iteration of what TikTok is doing, right? So when we used to think about travel research, it was a lot of Google searching, reading reviews. Now with this report that Sprout Social put out, we're seeing that 65% of travelers are turning to short form video before booking their stay. So this is kind of similar to what I talked about in part 1, which was bridging the traveler's journey, right? How much of that pre-research are people doing on social media versus Google versus OTAs versus reviews, etc. So It's also interesting to see that stat right below that 68% of social users have a TikTok profile, and then that jumps to 86% of Gen Z and 73% of millennials. So it's not a question that people are on TikTok. It's more of a question of what are you doing to get in front of those people that are on these platforms, right? Same thing over on the Instagram side. Reels have more than twice the impressions than other content on Instagram. I know for myself, especially the stat that says 50% of Instagram users are on Reels. That's me. Like, I get on Instagram and maybe scroll my normal feed for a couple of minutes, and then I jump over to Reels because it's just easier, right? When you're scrolling on social media, I'd rather just watch a 10-second video and move on with my day. So super important to look at these stats and really take into account of how many of these social users are on these platforms that are using these videos, and you are either making videos or you're not. So that's kind of what we're going to get into now, is why it's always going to be important. Social video is not going away. If anything, it's being ramped up. We're seeing Instagram come after TikTok. We're seeing YouTube Shorts jump on that train. Even Facebook now, you can start posting those kind of videos. This is an opportunity to create a connection before check-in. Same with that bridging the traveler's journey. We want to hit them pre-research, right? So we've got 3 hotels here. These 2 on the outside are posting social video, and then the one in the middle is not. So what is happening, right? We're seeing that the hotels that are posting social video are getting seen. You're like this hotel in the middle not posting social video. I don't mean to be rude about it, but you're not getting seen. You're not getting the people that you want to, especially because if you've been on Google recently and you've typed in, let's just say hotels in Orlando, there's now a tab at the top of Google that says short videos. And when you click short videos, guess what those videos are? Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. So if you're not posting videos on any of those, you're not getting seen on that tab. And that tab is super important because those hotels, like these 2 on the outside that are posting on these platforms, are jumping up to the top of the search, right? We've seen also through these platforms that they're prioritizing social video because, like I mentioned earlier, this is what people want to see, right? The algorithm is feeding its users what they want to see, what they're interacting with more, what they're watching more, and it's video. So if they're prioritizing it, we should be too. Same thing, aside from social media, posting these videos can enhance your SEO, right? I know a lot of you have probably seen on Google recently the Google AI that comes up at the top. It's that same search. If I'm searching, hotels to stay in Orlando and that AI thing is coming up, those videos are feeding into those searches, right? So this is also another reason to start creating social videos. So with the topic of today, I've given you some background about why it's important, why it's always going to be important. But you guys are here for the tutorial, so we'll jump into that now. So obviously, I work here at Travel Media Group. I'm not on property at a hotel, so I used our office and things around here as my hotel to show you how to create this video. So I've taken 5 photos. Compare this to your hotel. Obviously, every property is different, but I've used some basic images that most properties can use. So obviously, number 1, our lobby shot. And I will say this video that I'm creating is kind of an overview of our entire property. So keep that in mind. This is not a specific highlight of a room or an amenity. It's kind of an overview, bird's eye view of our property. So number 1, lobby shot. This can be your front desk. It can be your sitting area. I used our sitting area here at the front of our office. Next, obviously, you'll want to show your room or your suite. I've used my lovely desk here as an example of what my room would be. Then you can do your breakfast buffet, or if you have a restaurant, something similar. I used our coffee bar here that we have in our break room. Amenities. I used our gym that we have in our building, but obviously you can show your pool, you can show tennis court, golf course, spa, whatever your biggest amenities are. The gym as well is always a great thing to post. And then also a view. So I went to the top of our parking garage and took a photo of the view. Obviously, most of you will probably have a better view than this, but it can be from a balcony. It can be a really nice sunset you had one night, the view from your pool, whatever, right? So all of these images, you kind of get a good idea of what the vibe of our office is here just by these images. It's the same thing for your hotel, right? From this one video, I'll be able to tell what I can expect when I go. So 5 photos, that's all I took. It took me maybe 10 minutes to go around and take all of these photos. So once you've got your images, let's get into creating the project. So for this example, I've used CapCut, but I do want to mention that there's plenty of platforms you can use to create your video. It can be a CapCut, you can do it in Canva. Most iPhones come with iMovie built into it, so feel free to use that as well. They're all pretty similar, but for this example, I am using CapCut. So You can also edit natively within TikTok and Instagram, but I do say that with caution just because sometimes if you post or if you edit through Instagram, it may not translate well to TikTok, same vice versa. It's usually easier to use another platform and then post directly from there to each social media because you know that it's going to translate well. So let's just say we're using CapCut for this example. We open the app. The next thing we're going to hit is select new project. Once you hit new project, it's going to bring up your camera roll. So we have a videos tab, a photos tab, and live photos. For this example, I just took still images. Of course, you can go around and do those same things that I captured in video form. But for this example and simplicity, we're using still images. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's honestly one of the best ways to create video with stuff that you already have access to, that you can get on your iPhone with no experience at all. Just snap a few photos. So select the photos you want in this video, and at the bottom right, you're going to hit add. This is going to bring up a timeline of everything, and then on the bottom of that timeline will be all of the things that you can edit, add. So the number one thing that I always add to videos that are still images is transitions, right? If we think about still images, there's no movement. There's not much to look at past what the photo is showing you. So adding transitions gives you a way to add movement to keep your viewers engaged. So I'm using the free version of CapCut. They have a lot of free transitions that you can use. I used a very simple one. It was like a black fade from photo to photo. So choose whatever transition you like. Next, text. This is super, super important, right? Like I mentioned earlier, that Google search of top hotels in Orlando. You can put that into the video. You can put that into the caption, but it's important to put it somewhere at least. So for this example, I just did check out our beautiful property on the front. You can do a CTA if you're having a deal going on or if it's a holiday special. And I did put here that make sure it's in the safe zone. So a lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But once you're in these editing platforms and you're adding text, a grid will show up. Make sure that your text falls within that grid. And the reason I'm saying this is because people could be watching from different types of devices. They're on different platforms. Sometimes it may fall outside of that safe zone and it gets cut off. So just make sure that you put it in there. And you can see with these texts, there's a lot of different decisions you have to make here, right? What font are we going to use? What style is it going to be in? Do we want effects or animations? What color should it be? This is a simple video I'm putting together, right? But when you look at all of these options, it's like a million decisions you have to make. And it's important to remember who you're trying to speak to, right? I have this example of if we have a hotel in Miami that's trying to cater to 20 to 30-year-olds because they have great nightlife, it's more of a party scene. And then you have a hotel that's more for the retired community. It's more laid back. There's no kids. Think about what those videos would look like. They shouldn't look similar, right? We're speaking to two different audiences. Something that may work for the retired community is not going to work for your hotel in Miami where it's a party scene, right? So all of these decisions can make or break your video. It's important to know who you're speaking to, who your demographic is, so that when you're making these decisions, they make sense. You're getting those impressions, you're getting those engagements. The people that you want to stay at your property are the ones seeing the video. So I said that this is a simple video to make, but this is one of the major reasons we're seeing a lot of people come to us is because this is a lot. These are a lot of decisions to make, and it can make or break your social media. It can make or break the video and how it performs. So similarly, we're going to add some music. This is also, if you listen to one thing I say today, make sure that you are using commercial music. So in CapCut, there's two different tabs when you open up your music. It'll say personal trending, and then you have the one on the right that says commercial. Select commercial. If you use a trending sound or something that's copyrighted, within 30 minutes of you posting it, it's going to be taken down because you can't use copyrighted music on a business company profile. So please keep that in mind. As you can see on the bottom of this image, it says use for commercial, which means it's royalty free. You can use it for whatever video, whatever platform, whatever you want to use it for. But make sure you double check that the sound you're using is not copyrighted because it will be reported. Your account can get reported. Your video will be taken down. Social media is super strict on that kind of stuff, and you don't want to have to deal with it because it's a pain, right? You made this entire video, you put a lot of work and effort into it. It's the simple things that can trip you up. So just make sure that you keep track of that. So those three things I added to the video, right? Transitions, text, and music. I'm ready to export. So I export this video in CapCut. Once you hit export, it'll go straight to your camera roll, and then you have these options come up. The good thing about this, and I think Canva does it as well, you can share directly to the social media from the app, right? So if I hit share to TikTok, it would just take me to TikTok and pull up my video. So there are some other settings on the bottom here. For the most part, you won't need them, but I will point them out just in case. There's some other export options you can do if you need a different type of file. You can change the video quality if the file's too big and you need to put it on your website, whatever the case may be. There's some other options under the quick action section. So just keep that in mind. But for the most part, like I said, once you're ready to export, there's probably not anything else you need to do. So now we're ready to post. So I've pulled up the video I created in Instagram. This is what it looks like when you go to create a new reel. The first thing I always do is edit the cover image. So make sure that you're using that text that we put on there, check out our beautiful property, as the cover photo. What the cover photo is when someone's on your profile and they're looking at your gridded feed, they'll see what the text says, right? So they don't even have to click on it. They already know what it's going to talk about. So if they want to see what your property looks like, oh, hey, this video I can tell is about their property. Let me click on that. The caption and the hashtags. Like I mentioned before, I keep going back to this example of the top hotels in Orlando, but that Google search, this is where this is super important. Hashtag Orlando Hotel, hashtag Orlando. Those are the two most important things you can put on there. So whatever your city is, if you're in a specific region, make sure you're putting those as a hashtag. I also tagged Orlando as the location, because if somebody was searching from Instagram and they searched Orlando hotels, that tag and that hashtag is going to bring it up to the top. So two most important things in your caption is make sure those hashtags are there and make sure that your location is there as well. So this is what it looks like. Obviously, this video I posted on our Travel Media Group Instagram. It's in the feed. You can clearly see what the text says, right? That comes back to that safe zone I was talking about. It's not cut off at all. You can see exactly what it says. Check out our beautiful property. So one other thing I want to add in here that I didn't put an image for is you can get involved in ad spend or boosting your post on Instagram. But I'm also going to say this with caution, right? If you don't have much experience with ad spend or boosting a post, don't do it, because it can be a money pit, especially if you're not sure what your demographic or your audience should be. You don't know how much money you should put behind it or how long it should be live for. Just don't worry about it, right? This is also one of the things we're seeing with our hotel partners is our team does this. Our social media team will handle all of this for you. They create the video, they'll post it, they'll put ad spend behind it. So if you're doing this on your own, that's great, but I will recommend doing plenty of research and maybe trusting Instagram a little bit more with choosing your audience and how much money you should put behind it. But if not, I would just leave it alone. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it is always an option to put boosted money behind it, especially if you're running a promo or if it's a special event. Those are always good posts to put that behind. So just in case you're interested in that, it is an option, but I wouldn't recommend doing it if you don't have much experience with it. So the reality check, right? This video probably took me 15, 20 minutes to go out, take the photos, put it together, but I have a lot of experience creating short form videos. So for me, it was a breeze, right? I already knew what transition I liked. I already knew our branding, what I wanted it to look like for our Instagram feed. I already knew what sound I was going to use. I have a lot of experience doing that. But for most of you sitting on this call, you're a hotelier. You're at the property day in and day out. You're having to handle all of these operations, the marketing and sales, the facility management. You're managing a staff. You have to manage a lot of things in the day-to-day thing. Imagine if I took social media and slapped it over this plate and made you make that the priority, right? That's not what your priority is. For most of you, and probably why you're on these webinars, is it's hitting the back burner, right? That's the last thing I need to worry about because I need to handle what's in front of me. Time is money. And for you sitting on this call, it's much better spent on hospitality and making sure that your hotel is running smoothly rather than hustling on social media, right? That's why people like us, Travel Media Group, we exist, because we're here to plan your videos. We're here to create it, edit it, post it, and continuously do that consistently week in and week out, right? That video was simple to make, but imagine doing that over and over and over 2 to 3 times a week for the rest of time, right? That's a lot, especially when you're managing all of these other things on your plate. So it can become a lot, but I'm still going to stress how important it is because we know that video is the now of social strategy, right? Like I mentioned in the beginning, that hotel that was grayed out, they're not getting any views. Nobody's coming to stay with them. And they're probably not even aware that their competitors are taking those guests simply because there was social video, right? I mentioned on my first webinar this year that I went to Mexico in January. I did all my preliminary research on TikTok and Instagram. Like, I knew everything, every restaurant they had to offer, every amenity there was, how much it cost. I even knew half of their staff and recognized them when I got there because of their social media, right? And if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have stayed there, because it's really important for potential guests. And you know this as a traveler, that you want to know everything possible about that property before you stay there. So now is the time to jump on the bandwagon. I promise it's not too late, right? We're about to get into this busy summer season. If not now, then when? You don't want to be the property in 3-4 years that's like, wow, we should have done social video a few years ago because look at how well our competitor is doing, right? These hotels that are posting on social media are seeing their impressions go up, they're seeing their engagement go up, and they're seeing their direct bookings go up. And you're going to be left sad, like this hotel right here, right? You're going to be left behind, and you're going to be wondering, why did I never get on social video, right? But like I said, you've already got a million things on your plate. That's where Travel Media Group comes in. We have an entire social media team who is incredible at creating professional produced videos. And if you already work with us right now for social media and you're sending us these images, you're already halfway there. Honestly, you're like 90% there. All you have to do is add on custom video, and our team can take those still images and create great videos for you. You guys saw that I made that entire video with 5 photos I just took around here. So if you're already working with us, there's really no reason why you shouldn't have custom video too. And if you're sitting here and you don't work with us, all we need from you is some images, and we can hit the ground running with normal content, with video, with everything you'll need social media. Our team is awesome. They also consistently post, right? I talked about how the algorithm rewards that consistent social video posting. We have a calendar that we work with to make sure that happens. A trend savvy team, right? Our social media team is on social media all day. They know what's trending. They know what potential guests want to see. They can see what's performing well and implement that into your strategy as well. Hotel industry expertise, right? We strictly work in the hospitality industry. So we're not making social videos for every type of industry out there. It's hotel specific. So that goes back to that trend savvy team of, they know what's happening in hotels on social media, and they know how to capitalize on that. And probably the most important thing, if you ignore the other 4 things I said, is that time saved, right? Back to the million things you have on your plate. The number one thing is I don't have to worry about it, right? I give it to you guys and I don't have to think about it again. Our accolades speak for themselves, right? We've created over 1 million social posts. We've garnered over 1 million social followers for our hotel partners. And since we started social video, we've created over 1,700 custom videos. They're awesome. All of the videos I've seen, you've seen them slide through this phone. Those are all things that our team has made. They do this day in and day out. They eat, breathe, sleep social media. And there's no reason why you shouldn't take advantage of that, especially if you already work with us and you don't have video. You're already there. Just sign up and we'll take the images we already have and create those videos. So this was a lot of information. Don't leave yet. I have a poll, and we also have a giveaway at the end of this webinar. So don't hop off yet, but I want to launch this poll if you're interested in learning more about Travel Media Group's social media solutions. So if you already work with us for custom social but not video, and you want to add that on, hit yes. If you're not sure, hit that not sure button. We'd love to just chat with you, maybe see what your worries are, your concerns, if we can help you in any way possible. But I think it's a great opportunity, right? We're about to be in June, which is absolutely insane. It's going to get super busy. If you're not posting video now, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. You're going to miss that train. It's going to leave without you, and you're going to be left behind with no social video. You're not going to be showing up in these new Google searches, these new AI searches. Go on Google and search hotels in your area, and you'll probably be able to see all your competitors in that area that are posting social videos. See what they're doing, right? Compare what they're doing to your strategy. But I'll leave this poll up for a couple more seconds. Like I mentioned, we're going to have a giveaway after this, so don't jump off yet. Same thing, you'll be getting this recording after. So if you want to send this to anybody, feel free. They're able to register it and have it on demand as well. A lot of great information. Go back, take screenshots, take notes, whatever you need to do from it. But a lot of good information, and it's important to take this stuff seriously, right? We want you to be successful on social media. I want to see more hotels on there. I love to search hotels in Orlando because I live here. I want to see what kind of content they're posting. I love to check out what social media managers are doing or what these agencies are doing because it's exciting, right? I like to do hotel research and see what's going on out there. But all right, thank you for answering that poll if you did. So, like I mentioned, I posted this video on our Instagram page, right? It is live. I posted it today. you have an opportunity to win an Amazon gift card. And who doesn't want an Amazon gift card, right? All you have to do is go to Travel Media Group on Instagram, follow the account, and like the video. That's it. Nothing else. But make sure, if you're already following us, that's great. Just go ahead and like the post. I'll be able to go in and see who's following and who liked it. Travel Media Group on Instagram, follow the account, like the post, and that's all you have to do. And you're entered in to win a $50 Amazon gift card. So screenshot this if you're not going to be able to remember the Instagram username, but all it is Travel Media Group. It should be the most recent post on there, and that's all you have to do. So with all of that being said, I'm going to put my contact information up here. Here's my phone number and my email. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I'm on there all day, every day. I'd love to chat, to learn more about any concerns or questions you may have about social media. Or if you have a really awesome social media video of your hotel, send it to me. I would love to see it. I love to do that kind of research. I do want to plug in our next webinar too while I'm here in June. It's all about the Gen Z traveler's journey. So kind of similar to some other webinars I've done, but focusing specifically on Gen Z, which is my generation, and how they're researching and how they're booking and all of those tendencies. So take a screenshot of my information if you need it. Again, connect with me on LinkedIn. But thank you guys so much for joining today. I hope all of this was super beneficial to you. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you consider reaching out to us if you need any social media help. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you guys in June. Bye.